So once again, very good day to everybody. This is Advanced Programming Practice, and in today's class, we'll discuss about Pages app. We discuss about how you go for the initial setup, about the templates, class-based views, URLs, how you can go for adding an about page, how you can extend and enhance the templates, how you can conduct various tests, Git as well as Bitbucket, local versus production, we would be comparing. Then we discuss about the Heroku deployment, how you can come up with the additional files and how you can deploy. That is what we are going to discuss in today's class. So this is especially for you, my dear students and young researchers, and you can reach me at dr.christoananth@gmail.com. So before beginning this class, I would like to thank God for giving me this golden opportunity to deliver this useful session to share my knowledge among my fellow national, international participants, students and young researchers. So we are going to discuss about this class, about Pages app, about the initial setup. Then we discuss about the welcome page, Django welcome page, and then we discuss about templates. Then we discuss about the class-based views, about URLs, how you can go for adding an about page, extending the templates, how you can conduct various tests associated with it. Then in the second part of today's class, after completing everything, then we go for deployment in the Git as well as Bitbucket. Okay. So we'll also compare with the local as well as production, how you can actually bring it out in the output scenario. Then we discuss about the deployment in Heroku and about the various additional files. Okay. Of course, in the Google Classroom, I have already posted the independent work. Please complete them. As I told you, you have to complete only Beach independent works and then with the open-ended project work. So please complete them. Okay. So this is how you go for the Pages app and how you can go for the initial setup. First of all, like the Hello World app, you are going to create a directory. Okay, especially for this Pages app, you are going to create a directory for the entire code or maybe the line of coding that you try to develop. Then what you do, you try to install the Django in a new virtual environment. So for installing in a new virtual environment, you have to quit the local server, completely exit the local environment. Then you have to come up with a new virtual environment. Okay. Then what you have to do, you have to create a new Django project. Okay. Right. So after this one, after creating a Django project, you have to come up with a new Pages app. Okay. So after creating a Pages app, as we discussed in the last class about the various pre-install apps or maybe pre-install files that we will go for. So we try to update the settings.py file. Okay. So when you try to go for updating the settings.py file, we can run the local server very easily. And of course, if there is any problem, if there is any error, we can try to identify. So on the command line, make sure that you are not working in the existing working virtual environment. That is what I am telling again and again. So exit the local server, exit the local environment, then you go for coming out with a new virtual environment. Okay. So if there is maybe anything in the parenthesis before the command line prompt, you can just type the exit and then you can come out with a new virtual environment. So we'll create a new directory page for our project. Okay. So maybe you can type the code. Maybe in the command line, you can go for CD. What is CD? Changing the directory. Okay. So change the directory to the desktop. Okay. And then you make the directory. Okay. mkdir, make the directory. Make directory which is pages. Then again change the directory to pages. Then within that you have the same thing. Pip in install, okay, the Django, the version is 2.1. So if you are using a lower version, you type 2.1. If you are using a higher version, then you type 3.7. Okay. Then you go for $pip in shell. Okay. And then you go within the pages $Django admin start project pages underscore project. Okay. Then you go within the pages app $python manage.py. Manage.py is nothing but the running the local server. Okay. So manage.py start app pages. Okay. So maybe you can have a unique name, maybe like a pages hyphen UNOYEQ9E. You can have as many serial letters. Okay, so your virtual environment name should be unique, should be particular. For you, you can have your own name. For me, I can have my own name. Okay, so maybe you can open the text editor and navigate to the settings.py file, and the pages app you can have under the install apps. Okay, pre-install apps. Okay, so maybe you can have like the same one if you went through the last class, the same thing. Okay, so pages underscore project slash settings.py, you will have the install apps, django.contrib.admin, django.contrib.authentication, django.contrib.content types, django.contrib.sessions, django.contrib.messages, static files, and finally, if you can remember the hello world app, same thing we saw, pages.apps.pagesconfig. Okay, so that is the new thing that we are trying to add. Okay, and in the command line you start the local web server. So within the pages app you have $python manage.py run server. So maybe in the front end, if you check 127.0.0.1:8000, you will have the Django welcome page. The installation worked successfully. Congratulations. So if you are getting this message, which means whatever we work for is Yakshi. Okay, so after installing all this one, you will go for templates. Okay, so every web framework has to generate HTML files. So the approach is to use templates so that individual HTML files can be served by the view to the web page specified by the URL. Okay, so you can have templates, you can have views, you can have URLs also. So the order in which it is all performing doesn't matter, because they are everything being interconnected, they everything work close to each other. So that is the reason, uh, whatever order you can specify, but only thing, you have to make sure that everything works correctly. Okay, right. So the URLs will be containing the initial root, the entry point into a page, and then you will have like about section, like what section to actually support or to actually come out with the database model. Okay. So as I told you, we have three parts. One is templates, and then views, and then URLs. Okay. So it will be showing like for every Django web page, this pattern will be good, and you need not have to create many templates. For example, if you visit one website, okay, like home page, it will be in one template. Okay. Maybe other pages, if you see, same template only will be there. So the meaning is that we have to make one time only template, and the same thing we can replicate for the other pages that we are creating. Okay, so maybe at the start it will be little bit confusing, you might feel it very difficult. Okay, and after that slowly goes on and on, then it will be very easy. Okay, so maybe in the home.template, home.html template, we will be having, okay, so this is the tree structure, layout, and then pages, and then templates, and within the templates pages, and then within the pages you have home.html. Okay, so this is the thing, like a Django template, you will have the tree structure. So you have to make sure that tree structure works correctly. Okay, so there is also another one approach in the Django project. Okay, so you have to create a project level templates directory. So maybe for this you have to quit the local server. What you do, you press Control and then C, then you create a project level folder called as the templates. Okay, and then you will have an HTML file called as home.html. Okay, so after creating this one, you can go with the command line pages $make directory templates, and then within the pages app $touch templates slash home.html. So after doing this one, we are going to make a one line change. So that is nothing but dirs. Okay, so that is within the pages project slash settings.py, we'll have templates which is equal to dirs os.path join base underscore directory, the templates you are trying to add. Okay, that is the new line that we are adding with the templates. So we can add this simple headline to the home.html. So the code, you will have this one, home page. So that is the h1. If you can remember in the HTML, h1, h2, h3. Is it very big? Because h1 is considered as the top level, h2 small, h3 small, h4 small. Like that it will go. Okay, so h1 highest level. Okay, so after doing this one, the template is complete, then what you have to do, you have to configure the URLs like URL cons and then views. So class based views, we will have this one, function based generic views. Then you can create patterns, you can streamline the development as well, and definitely it's very easy to customize these views as well. Okay, so Django introduced the class based generic views, so we can use and we can extend views as well. Okay, so we'll have this one classes. Okay, so what you do, you try to update this pages/views.py file. So here you will have from django.views.generic import the template view and then class homepage view. So within the template view, you'll have template name is equal to home.html. So this is the common name that you are going to specify. Okay, so when you go to the home.html, you'll be having the common templates associated. So here, if you can see, this template view will be having the logic to display the template, and we have to specify the template's name. Okay, so you have to update the URL cons. Okay, so that is nothing but 2 level. So you have to update the project level urls.py file. Okay, so within the pages underscore project/urls.py, from django.contrib import admin, from django.urls import path. Okay, and then include. So this is that import path, that is the new statement they are trying to add, and then within the URL patterns you are specifying path and then admin. It is actually admin.site.urls, and then path you are having the new thing pages.urls. So within that you are including this pages.urls. So that is the URLs you are going to specify. So you have to include the second line. Okay, so command line pages. So $touch pages/urls.py file. So within the pages/urls.py file, you will have from django.urls import path, from .views import the home page view, and within the home page view you are having the same line like URL patterns, path, home page view. Like in the earlier we had this template view, and now we are having home page view dot as underscore view name equal to home. Okay, so this is the path you are specifying for the URLs. So here if you can see, when you use the class based views, you can use as underscore view. Here you can see this one, as underscore view. Okay, so as underscore view is added at the end of the view name. Okay, so maybe if you can start the local server like manage.py run server, and maybe if you navigate 127.0.0.1:8000, you can see the new home page with the HTML tag. If you can specify, h1 was given, so that is the reason home page was displayed very big. So this is adding an about page. So we will try to create a new template file for this adding an about page. Like home page is actually created, and then about section has to be created. Okay, so you have to quit the server with Ctrl+C and create a new template called as about.html. Okay, so within the pages $touch templates/about.html. Okay, so what you will have, same thing like the h1 tag you had home page, you will have h1 tag about page. Okay, so that is the HTML headline you are going to add. So you will try to create a new view for this about page. Okay, so from with the pages/views.py, from django.views.generic import the template view, and then within that you will have class homepage view, template view. The template name you are going to specify as home.html. Okay, and similarly this was actually already there. Then you had class about page view, that is the new thing that we are having. So template view, and template name is equal to about.html. So it is going to point to about.html. And then you have to connect to the URL. For example, if you click on the about page, you have to have a URL. Yes, so for this you will have pages/urls.py, from django.urls import path, and then from .views import the home page view as well as about page view. So this is the line you are going to add. So you'll have URL patterns, path, about section. So about page view dot as underscore view name equal to about. So this is the line we are going to have, and then path, it is home page view dot as underscore view name equal to home. Okay, so this is the thing you are going to have by including this statement. So whenever you click on this about page, it will point to this URL. So this is the thing. Whenever you have this one 127.0.0.1:8000, this is about page, so /about. So whenever you are going to visit this URL, you will be having this h1 tag about page. Okay. And you can extend templates also, like we created the home page view, we created the about page view. Maybe if you want to extend the templates, like adding like header, footer, you can repeat them if whatever you want. As I told you, you need not have to repeat the code. You can have one common template or maybe one particular functionality, and you can repeat it for the all the cases. Okay, right. So you can create a base.html. So that base.html will be a common thing. Okay, right. For example, let us take our class. Okay, every day morning you know very well that 8 o'clock we are starting the class. Yes, this is a common schedule. Like from Tushamba to Shamba, you have the same thing. Okay, maybe you can create a common schedule. Okay, no need to change the schedules like this. You can have a common schedule and you can just add the pages, add the subjects you can have, and you can say, okay, like these are the functionalities. And also for the viewer who are seeing the website, it is also very easy. Okay, right. So that is why we create the base.html file. You can have a header with the links to our two pages, and maybe you can name this file using this base.html. So within the pages you will have $touch templates / base.html, and Django will be having a minimal templating language. Okay, so maybe you can have this one within the parenthesis modulus something. Okay, so where something is nothing but the template tag itself. Okay, so you can have the custom template tags as well. So URL you can have home, okay, and you can configure. Okay, so you will have template / base.html. So within the header you will have a href. Okay, so that is nothing but modulus something. That is something is nothing but URL home modulus. Okay, that is going to point to the home, and then a href is equal to URL about. Okay, URL home and then URL about. Okay, then you'll have the about section. Okay, then / header. Then afterwards you have block content and then end block content, because we are adding a block tag called as a content, because the blocks can be overwritten by a child template through the inheritance procedure. Inheritance means from father to son, from son to grandson, all similar properties. Ah, generation, same. Okay, so same thing. The blocks can be overwritten by the child templates through the procedure of inheritance. Okay, so while it's optional to name a closing end block, you can have end block content. Okay, so you can improve the readability in the large template files. Okay, so you can update the home.html as well as about.html to extend the base.html. Okay, so template / home.html, you will have extends base.html. So within the block content you will have h1 home page. Okay, and then you will have end block content. Okay, so you'll have the code extends base.html. So you'll have this block content same for the about page as well. So block content h1 tag about page and then end block content. Okay, so you will have this one starting up the server python manage.py run server, and you can go with the navigation 127.0.0.1:8000. And similarly for the about page also you can check 127.0.0.1:8000. You can see that the same header you will be finding in the both the locations. So this one, if you can see, both you can see home page as well as about page. You can see home as well as about in both the sections. That is nothing but the header. You have to add this only once, and it will be repeated for all the pages. Okay, so you can do much more with templates as well. It is very easy. You can create a base.html file, you can update this one, and you can repeat it in all the pages. Next, what you have to do, in order to test the functionality, you can go with tests. Okay, so for this, code without test is broken as design. So remember this sentence, code without tests is broken as design. Okay, so you have to test the functionality, whether it is working correctly or not. Okay, whether you have to add any functionalities, for example adding functionality, if it causes any error, that also you have to check. Okay, so when Django project grows in size, there can be hundreds if not thousands of individual web pages, and manually doing it is not possible. So one time update and next time you can do it for remaining things. So here in Django we have a robust built-in testing tools for writing as well as running test. Okay, so you'll have pages /test.py From Django.test, import simple test case. So class simple test, you will have simple test case. Define this test home page status code, it is self. Response is equal to self.client.get. You are going to get the input, and then self.assert equal response status code 200. Similarly, for the about also you are going to have same. Define test about page status code self. Response is equal to self.client.get. It is about section. Then same thing. Self.assert equal response status code 200. Okay, for the home as well as for the about you are going to have this. So we'll use a simple test case because we are not using the database, and we'll have the status code 200 also. Okay. So what you do, you quit the server, you quit the local server, Control plus C, and what you do, you type the Python manage.py test. Okay. So just like the previous section, test section, you are going to go with the running the local server. So within the pages, you have $python manage.py test, and you will see this one, creating test database, ran to test in this much time. Okay, destroying database. So this is how you are trying to run the test. After performing the test, we can go for Git as well as Bitbucket. So you have to track the changes with Git, and you have to push into the Bitbucket. Okay. So we can initialize a directory like within the pages app $git initialization. Okay. After this, you can check the Git status. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to add -a. That is the thing. So pages $git status, and then $git add -a, and then $git commit -m initial commit. Okay. So you can go with the creation of new repo, and maybe we can go for calling the pages app. Okay. So maybe in the front end you can see the bitbucket.org/repo/create. You can have repository name pages app. Access level you have to check. This is a private repository. Version control you can check that it is Git. Okay, and then you have to go for create repository. Okay. So you have to connect the existing repository to the bucket, and you have to go for create repository. Similarly, this one, get your local bucket repository on the bucket, follow all these procedures. Okay, and then you should have this one. Okay, instead of this name, you can have your own Bitbucket username. Okay, so pages app $git remote add origin git at the rate of bitbucket.org ws-pages-app.git. So this is nothing but the name you are going to have. You can have your own Bitbucket username. Okay. Then within the pages app $git push-u origin master. So here we are going to compare the local as well as production servers as well. You cannot share a local host address, but definitely for everybody to see it, we can deploy the code to the external server. So what we do for this case, for everybody to test the functionality, for everybody to see it, we can put this code into the production. Okay. So local code is living in your computer alone, and production code, it will be in the external server. So what is the difference between local and production? Local in our computer, production in the external server. Okay. Right. So there are several service providers also, but we can use Heroku. Heroku is free. Okay. For small projects, Heroku is free, and it has been widely used, and it is a very straight deployment process. Okay. Right. So you'll have this one, dashboard.heroku.com. So it's a very simple page here that you are going to have. So here we are going to install this Heroku's CLI command line interface. Okay. So you press command plus T on your Mac platform, or maybe control plus T in your Windows platform, and make sure that you install Heroku within the virtual environment. Okay, maybe on the Mac you can use homebrew command, just like the first class we saw homebrew. Okay, so $brew install Heroku. So maybe you can see the Heroku CLI page to make sure that you have installed the 32-bit version or maybe 64-bit version. Okay. So in the command line you can find pages $Heroku login. Enter your Heroku credentials. So you can have an email address, maybe 5 years, or maybe Akmal at the rate of akmal.com. You can have a unique username, and password you can actually set. Okay, so it will show logged in as Akmal at the rate of akmal.com. It will show like that one. Okay, so which means that Heroku for the small projects, it's actually free and it is very easy. After doing all this one, you can go for additional files as well. Okay, so maybe you can go for updating the pip file.log, making a new procurement file. Okay, and then install the G unicorn for the as a web server. Okay, so what you do, you make just one change. Okay, just one line change for the settings.py file. So in the pip file, which requires Python version, it is 3.7. Okay, and then you run the pip in log. Okay, so command line pages $pip in block. Okay, then you are going to touch the procurement file. Okay, and open the procurement file with your text editor, and you can add G unicorn pages underscore project dot wsgi log file. Okay, so this is the additional files or maybe one line change you are going to make with the local server or maybe managed.py server. And since the project name is maybe pages underscore project, so definitely it should be located in the pages underscore project slash wsgi.py file. Okay, so in the command line pages app, you will have $pip in install gunicorn the version 19.9.0, and you are going to make a one line change to the settings.py file. Okay, so allowed host is equal to the star. Okay, and then the allowed host, you are going to have this host or slash domain names that you can make a one line change to it. Okay, so you will have this asterisk, which means that all domains are acceptable for keeping the things everything as simple as possible. Okay, so in the production level, Django side, maybe we can list where the domains are actually allowed. So maybe for the Git as well as Bitbucket, you are going to have pages, you are going to have $git status, and then $git, you are going to add -a, and then $git commit -m, new updates for Heroku deployment. After doing this one, you are going to push it to the Bitbucket. So pages are $git push -u origin master. You are going to push it to the Bitbucket. So this is the independent work. Python 3 basic operators, decision making if process, and then if, else if or maybe elif, and then else statement, and then nested if statement. Please submit them in the Google Classroom. Don't take much time. Don't submit at the end. Submit at the beginning. Okay. So I'll be checking all your independent works and your open-ended project.